Okay. Can you change this from please click share to the branding in a few minutes?
Sorry?
And let me buy. This is live again.
Oh, yeah.
This, can you hear me?
Somebody's got to do it first.
Yes.
I'm a teacher. I have it locked down. I can't do that kind of stuff for like 10 hours a day.
What's the problem?
He said, you can't fart in here and it's just quiet. And he was like, someone has to do it first. And then I was like, probably Jess. And then I was like, no, I'm a teacher. I have like locked down control over all of that stuff.
Yeah, the fear for us isn't
The-
farting.
no,
it's
it's-
just colon cancer.
Yeah, I was going to say like, I will get infections before I.
Okay, so we have 8 people.
Yeah. Yep. I don't see you. That's so weird. Yeah, try that. Yeah, sorry. I have no idea. We're trying our best.
He said, what's that costing today?
Yeah, this is.
Goes real fast.
Yeah.
So this one's 2 minutes. Can you just do me a weird favor and put your hand on top of your head?
But not you.
Oh.
I don't mind. It doesn't hurt.
That is really cute.
Thank you.
We're good?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good on YouTube.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. So we got some beautiful little oil
Oh, do you want to take the click off?
paintings. Yeah. Okay. There. We did it. So there's some beautiful little
Are
oil
there any people with us?
paints. There's 6 people.
Yay.
Yay.
36 people?
6.
No.
30.
6 is close.
He asked if there was any people. I was going to say, well, we're all thinking of imagination.
Wow.
So I'm just trying to get up the pieces on the event page. So it's Rumble 509. And under discussion, you can find the pieces that are up for auction. And I would love to do at least one watercolor tonight. Okay.
Okay. Did that fix all the problems?
Yes.
What problems are we?
I sent it to Dusty, so we'll see what happens.
What do you know? Please, God.
So sorry.
No, don't be sorry. If I seem grumpy, it's not with you. It's just with the technology. And then when we're teachers, we'll be like trying to set things up, and then everything's working, and then one of the kids will say, "Hey, can you make it full screen?" And you press the full screen button, and then the whole thing goes boom. So generally, we set up like half an hour early, and it's just that when I logged out and logged back in, the two of us came in. So there's a doppelganger of myself, and that's why we had our sound looping.
Blue.
I should have just said no, and that's totally not your fault. That was my fault. I should have just said,
Blue.
but I was trying to be helpful, and I screwed it up.
Everything is awesome.
Everything's fine.
And we appreciate that you're out there to help us with
when you're
technical
part
troubles.
of a team.
Yeah, no, it's just it asked me too, so I think it's a Facebook issue. So who knows? But it's working now, so
Oh yeah, there's Dusty.
I sent her the second link. Maybe that helped.
Yay! Hi,
Hi,
Dusty.
Dusty.
Hello. Sorry, that was kind of a mess. It's never done that before.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's nice to see you.
Technology is troublesome, for sure.
Well, I'm kind of wondering if maybe Facebook did an update and it's reset some of the settings because it's never asked me to log in through Facebook or YouTube before.
Yeah, we actually, I think we had to log in the other day too.
Yeah, it's never done that before. Well, and then of course you log in on a new device because I've never logged into Facebook through StreamYard on my phone before. So then what it does is it locks your Facebook account until you verify it's you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's kind of a mess. Sometimes I don't like Facebook.
Yeah.
It's a mixed blessing because we wouldn't actually be here without Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it. But yeah, sometimes it's just, they make it harder than it should be.
When I go to an event, I always bring 2 projectors. If I need a projector, I bring 2 projectors. If I need a dongle to make the projector work, I bring 4 dongles. I always make sure I have backups and stuff.
Yeah.
As you can count on the technology, just being finicky. And I think, like, growing up, we had this idea that if it was a computer, it would be reliable. But,
Well, that's because when we were younger, things were actually built to be reliable.
right.
No, not teachers.
Teachers weren't reliable.
No. Therapies.
That's
What's that?
true.
Therapies.
Absolutely.
So just on another note
Yeah.
regarding technology, I got a new bear that has something that Rich might find interesting. So he's a press bear from the 50s, and I got this cool Polaroid camera from 1951.
Ooh. That's
So-
really cool. Cool, Kelly.
And it goes with the bear. It's a 1951 Polaroid camera.
Does it work?
I don't know how to work it.
Oh, that's okay. That's cool.
I had a hard enough time getting it open, but it's got like the shutter and the back, and the back opens up for film and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think the lady I got it off, she said it does work. Last she used it, so just have to get film for it.
Very cool.
So this is the press release bear. He's all dressed all fancy.
Kelly, we thought about keeping that camera.
Me?
Yeah.
No, it goes with the bear.
I'm just saying, if you have some kind of heirloom there that might be of value, you should check and see if it's valuable for you.
Oh yeah. I got lots of stuff for heirloom stuff. I don't need another one.
So is it like a collector's piece though?
It is a collector's thing, yeah. I just thought because you like Polaroids, right?
I do
You
like
have one.
it, but I also don't like taking advantage. If it fits the current day film, you should look and see into selling that Polaroid.
Yeah. Well, I'll see if they find. It actually, like, it's cool, just the way it looks and everything. So, but I'll try and find the film for it.
Well, you're either going to find that it fits the modern film, or they don't have film for it.
It's give you an example. It's a Polaroid Model 80
From the 50s.
from the 50s. It says
What
1951.
kind of film does it take?
Doesn't say. I have to look it up.
Try it on Google before you sell this tonight. Type in the model of the camera and the year, and ask what kind of film it uses. If it uses the current film, I would suggest selling that to a camera guy and sell your artwork independently of this, because it might be worth money to somebody that's a collector. You know?
Yeah,
I'm not a collector.
I just made it as a press bear because I thought it was cool.
Stuff.
Very cool. Oh, it looks like
It's a
it's
little-
Yoko Ono's birthday too.
It's a little bit like the records we paint on sometimes. You know, if it's $100 Beatles record, then it's better to just sell it as a record. Like that.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you an example. One of the bears I have is it's celebrating the 100th anniversary. And the one I have is apparently a collector's. It's from 2002 to 1902. 100 years celebration.
See if the Polaroid film is available.
You can get the new stuff. I don't know about anything old.
Oh no, that's what I'm wondering, if the current film works on the 100 or the 100-year-old, 70-year-old camera.
I'm 100.
Is it 70 years ago? Is that a 70-year-old camera, Kelly?
1951. So,
I'm gonna guess 70.
20, 23, 72 years.
It's dark. I thought I was going to enjoy this painting.
Yeah, drill.
Hey, Jess,
Yeah, man.
you pass me a watch?
Yeah.
Who are you twiddling your thumbs at? You're like,
Okay, Chad, did you text like 1,000 words on that?
We just texting each other.
no.
Jess and I do that all the time.
We do that.
too, but she's not texting me right now. That's why I
I was
wanted to
messaging my mother.
Why do you text me?
She's messaging me asking me about Adriel.
Okay, that's as much as I can say.
Hey Jess, what's the starting bid on the Rumble House shirt that has the poem on it?
What?
There's several. What size do you want?
Extra large, gray,
What color?
The
gray.
extra large gray
Does he was supposed to-
with the poem.
Yeah.
Is here.
Shirts. Shirts are-
Yeah, so the poem one is new. So we did a couple of the live art, Grill House live art ones, and then we did a couple.
So the poem one.
Uh,
Shirt and Chelsea.
the gray extra large is Rich. What are your
And
plans?
now I found that the man has-
Are we bidding on them? Is opening bid 25 like usual, or
My book's here.
Rich, my love?
But
Is your opening bid for the T-shirt 25 like usual, or
well, let's do this.
'Cause
Kelly asking for specifics.
the XL gray one? Yeah.
Okay, Kelly, make me an offer.
25?
So,
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
How many you got with the poem on it?
We have this blue one, and Rich just made it, so we can make more too. So this is an extra large, with the blue, and that's really it right now. It looks like, hey, Rich.
I think you look through the pile. There should be some.
No, that's it. We have two, and then two of the Gorilla House, live art with the troll.
Are you sure?
Oh, those ones are so cool.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
what
those
I
ones.
have that one.
Yeah.
I don't think I have a gorilla.
Or like it's the troll. I said
Control
Gorilla
one.
House.
I don't have one.
So and then we'll be making more too.
Maybe.
I do like the poem.
I do too. If you make more, I'd like a large.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we like had a trip, and the trip didn't have
Yeah, welcome to Rich.
really didn't have very many options.
Me too.
My mom is cringing. Is that the word that you want to use?
Right.
So
Pants.
cool.
The pink pants.
The paint's all over.
His painting pants.
Yeah.
He has like a lot of painting pants.
Actually, I just went through a cycle of painting pants that like they all died at the same time. These are my only paint pants.
Rest in peace.
There is a moment with each pair of paint pants that you're like, wow, the fine on these pants are better than a lot of my paintings. I should
Sell your pants.
cut the leg off.
Pants.
Wait, 1 minute you don't want me to paint my pants, and now you want me to cut the leg off.
No,
I
I
didn't
said
say you
don't.
had to practice and
Oh.
cut the leg off. I said you should sell your pants.
I
Sell
said
my
don't
pants.
sell your
Sell your
pants.
paint pants.
There's troubles with that.
So Jess, I looked into the camera. There's lots of those cameras.
Oh, cool.
So like on eBay and everywhere. So they're popular ones. So
Price, right?
they'll go with the bear.
On their wall. What is that? That's Rich's paint.
That's
Some
very
of them hard to find. So
As much as I love that idea,
No, that's cool though. It's still cool.
I always wanted to make a pressed one. I just got an idea and I was like, oh, I like it.
Pants.
That's nice.
Yeah.
You gotta put his little lanyard on that says press.
That's super cute.
After them around your house.
I like his little he has a little outfit too.
What's the good of gorilla color paint?
And his hat's like removable. He has like a little outfit,
That's super cute.
little tie.
Probably was like
Very
somebody was using a
nice.
spatula or something.
It's hard to find a fedora though.
Rubber. It's nice. I mean, you know, there might be a purpose that I don't know,
Got a little pencil.
but for me,
Cute. That's super
I
cute.
just like the way it feels.
Yeah, this is
And I'll deal
super
with
fun.
it.
So Dawn's joining us. So she's also a fiber artist, and she was super pumped on seeing the weaving Dusty's doing. And then also she was saying
Oh, I've been-
that she knows a bit about the cameras like that too. So she's just like enjoying this immensely. So thanks everybody for always sharing your awesomeness.
Scientists of Saskatchewan for neuroscience. And
Was it a human brain?
no, it was well, sort of. It kind of was.
Now I have to work on a 1950 lady with the funny hat, the round hat.
And
Oh,
I
yeah.
was offered enough.
I don't know, I like the 50s, even though I didn't grow up in that era. I just find that stuff interesting.
That's nice. No, it's true.
I felt like maybe the first offer they gave me was to work with a scientist on ADHD. And I was like, well, I'm probably going to be a pain in the ass to work with on ADHD because I'm at a lot of opinions. And right away they thought maybe that's not the best matching. And then they asked me if I wanted to partner with a scientist who was working some stuff with Parkinson's. I'm like, hell yeah, 'cause my mom's got Parkinson's. The programs that they were doing with the Parkinson's was they were testing to see if by adding extra layers of awareness to movement, would it help with the movement? So essentially, if you can picture having even just something as simple as two yo-yos that were dragging on the ground.
Hi. Hello. Have you been in before?
No.
Oh, welcome. You came on the coldest night. Welcome. I think there's nice snacks there. There's and we're just making art. So do you know what we do?
How was that?
Tiny bit.
Kind of?
The human
Cool.
brain?
Is it okay if I just yell at you from here?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, you can come. We're just we do live broadcasting. So we're live broadcasting to Facebook and YouTube. Oh yeah. So if you the cameras are pointed at us, so you're good. But what we do at 7:00, we spin a wheel. Oh, tonight I just flipped through a book. We get 3 random ideas. So tonight we're looking at renting a room in the City of Art. What if the best masterpiece hasn't been created yet? And holding yourself together with like raw force. Hi Blake. And then we just flip through books and get ideas. But everyone can do whatever they like for 2 hours. We make art. People do online. A friend of ours is doing a weaving from her studio at home. Kelly's in her studio at home working on her altered bears. Sky makes walking sticks. So yeah, everybody's welcome. Every art form's welcome. And at 9:00 we'll start a new live broadcast, and then we'll shift over here to the auction. So then everything gets sold off. So yeah.
How did you find it?
Through a friend.
Nice.
He had popped in and he told myself and my friend Oshra to come. He's going to be here in about 20 minutes.
Oh,
and-
wonderful.
Yeah.
Did we meet you on the path? No. Yeah. Did we meet you on? No. Never mind. Sorry, that was someone else.
I popped in like 2 minutes ago.
Oh, I saw. Okay, that's excellent. Oh, that's wonderful. It's really
We're on
nice
the
for you
path
to see.
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of everyone. Like every night, we never know who's coming. Everyone brings their stuff, and it's
So you
always.
bring your materials and everything.
Yeah. So you bring your own materials, and then like I said, everything's welcome as long as people are kind of safe. So like the smellier stuff is a little bit like in the summer, everybody like aerosols and that kind of stuff is outside, and then in here, so it's just like as long as everyone's happy and able to do their own thing, it's all good.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'm Jessica, and that's Rich.
Hi, Rick. I'm Martina. Jessica. I'm Martina.
Regina, nice to meet
This is
you.
my friend Oshra.
Very nice to meet you guys. Yeah, just make yourself comfortable. Just check everything out and let us know if you have any questions.
This is the material it's painting on. It is probably not preferred painting
Okay,
material.
so painting with a human brain.
But I said,
It was about Parkinson's.
Blake, let me know when before you go, and I'll grab your painting for you too, the one you got from.
I think I'm going to stay till the end today.
Awesome.
I brought 3 pieces.
Oh, amazing.
One of them's probably still wet though.
Oh, I can just. Do you want me to wait? Do you know how to put them up online?
Right.
Prefer not.
Oh, no, that's okay. I don't have, and you don't have to. I don't have to put them up
I
either.
made it
They're all very different.
Image that was designed to feel like I was losing my mobility and my patience and so I had Parkinson's. If that makes sense. And then I also built a structure onto it to give the piece stability.
They are all different and so happy.
Was,
Well, except that we could be happy in a way.
I'm going through some stuff, so it's like I'm
No.
getting mad today.
That's good, and to paint it out. No, it's awesome. That's
I
really good.
finished that like I don't know, like 30 minutes ago.
Oh, that's wonderful. Like, cool.
I used to blow dryer.
Blow dryer?
to try to like quick dry it.
The blow dryer lets you leave because you froze your window shut one time.
It still does that.
Heat guns are cheaper than blow dryers.
Depending.
I have a
which one
heat
you
gun,
get.
but I just
You
don't know
don't
where
use a
it
heat
is.
gun. Oh,
It would hurt.
right. You burn the skin.
It would hurt.
I mean, I did burn my leg with the blow dryer, so I was blow drying it for probably like 20 minutes, and then I was like, "This is warm. I should try to put it on my leg."
Maybe we don't get you heat gun.
I have
That's
one. I have one. I don't know where
You
it
had
is.
one before you had a blow
Yeah.
dryer.
I also
Our
burned
heat
myself.
gun's 1,000 degrees.
I also burned
And
myself.
people
on the
would
heat gun.
say, "Hey, can I use your heat gun?" I'm like, not unless you want to pay the insurance.
See, mine isn't as fancy as yours.
No.
No, I have like I used to use it for resin art.
Oh yeah, to get the bubbles out.
Yeah,
What kind do you have? Where did you get it?
Amazon.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We have a neighbor that's like Amazon crazy. Like every time we go home, there's 5 packages outside the door.
It's my roommate. She does that.
It's weird because I've seen porch pirates on the YouTube like tripping and falling and things. But every time I see that stuff, I get this tiny little urge to take it.
The neighbor is like, no.
Anna ordered you on Amazon your doll spray stuff that was
The
like,
spray, I still have it somewhere.
have you ever used it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can't use it inside the house because if you inhale it, it can mess up with your lungs.
That's fine.
Sounds
So
safe.
it's
Oh,
highly
What
toxic.
spray are we talking about?
It's called MSC.
It's even ominous sounding.
It's you have to wear like basically a gas mask to be able to use it.
What do you use it for?
It's a sealant for like
So-
different types of things.
Respirators are pretty cheap.
I don't know what you're
I used to work for
actually
this
wear,
sign
You
company.
can get like a cheap respirator with a good carton.
but I usually just hold my breath and hope it lasts. I just spray it like that way and then just hopefully it doesn't blow my
I have
face.
3 respirators and an actual gas mask.
How often do you change your filters?
Whenever they need to be changed,
How often do they need to be changed?
when it gets hard to breathe through them.
Okay, so you're not following the instructions.
Instruction.
The instructions I was given when I had to take, for some reason, a respirator course.
Oh, well, maybe we're talking about different respirators, but isn't there like a time limit on the package that says like change this after 6 hours? Or 4 hours or something?
I don't know.
I find respirators
It
not so
usually-
expensive except for the shelf life of the actual what do you call it? Filters. Yeah.
Hey Jess,
Yeah.
Change filters.
so I put the unknown rider up with Cactus, the hedgehog.
Yeah.
One is hard to
So he's fragile a little bit because he's polymer clay.
gradually.
That's awesome. Yeah. No, that's good. Thank you. That's super exciting. I like the different stuff going on.
Just for me, basically.
I'm trying to do more polymer clay and different mediums on with the bears.
Very
Like, why
cool.
would I even try if I have to change filters that often?
I mean, you can get ones that are like rated for like higher levels than what you're doing, and they'll last for way longer.
Right.
Because we got ones that in Fort Mac that were like a what do you call it? Some kind of chemical in it that would neutralize H2S.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, can that kill you?
Also, it was funny because I did a little bit of research on the respirators during COVID, back when you weren't supposed to ask questions. Because what happened with me was I was getting migraines as soon as I put on my mask. This wasn't even a respirator. This was just a mask. And if I asked anybody any questions, like, "Hey, do you ever feel like you're getting headaches from the mask?" They'd like, "You have to wear a mask." Like, no, I'm not saying you shouldn't wear masks. I'm just saying, like, "You ever get headaches from masks?" And like, "We have to wear a mask." I'm like, "Holy cow!" Like, I'm sorry for speaking, but am I the only one getting headaches from that? You have to wear a mask. I was like, "Hey." So there was no discussion about it. But what I found was I was getting headaches as soon as I put my mask on. And I wore my mask diligently. And I had a migraine that lasted an entire month. And then one day I just went and looked up, like pre-COVID, I think there was like a 4-hour limit on how long you were allowed to wear a mask.
So
Michael H&S used to say, don't wear it longer than 4 hours. And then somebody would like wear it all day, which I understand, like it's like a sliding scale to some extent. If there's a deadly disease.
Oh yeah.
I think we're talking about different kinds of respirators.
Absolutely, but when I started talking, I was talking about the kind of respirator I used for me.
Which is like, is it like half mask? And it's got like 2 separate cartridges that go, and then it goes over there, and then there's.
I got a 10 of
I
those
love that
masks.
the cartridges have sound effects.
Yeah, I have
I was
those.
just gonna
I have a
say.
full face one
But
of
those
those.
cartridges you have to replace like after certain like hours.
That's how I
of
felt at
exposure
work
just
today
in
with all the
case.
people
Yeah.
in toilet paper.
To keep them right sealed. Because if you pulled one out and left it on the shelf,
Why didn't you
tomorrow
bring
you'd
that
be done by the next day.
Yeah, I have 3 of those half masks. All of them are different designs. I've got a full face and an actual finish. I got 2 of them were from Fort Mac.
No, but what do you do?
Well, the full face was for grinding in enclosed spaces when you needed the respirator, but also needed a face shield.
Right,
So it would stop anything from coming on the sides.
right. So particles.
Half mask was for Fort Mac with the H2S thing. The full face also had that. One of them was I got for myself for spray painting, and the other one I got from last job for welding. And the finished gas mask was for collecting stuff.
Oh, thanks.
So finish.
Sometimes they just
60s,
pour it
I think. From the 60s.
Right, did you say you have a military mask?
Yeah.
It's a natural progression.
Oh, that was the first one I got.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Like the last time I did that stuff.
It's just a natural progression to have like the military mask once you start being interested in masks. I think it starts out, you're like teenager, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do this and it's poisonous. And your dad says, wear a mask. You're like, I don't need a mask. You're like, well, if I have to wear a mask, it could be the military mask.
Oh, I just
And
got
then you get the military mask, you're like, this doesn't help at all, but I'm noticing I need a mask.
I just thought it was cool. The filter on it's probably more effective than my other filters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's gonna spit on it.
So it's definitely something like what?
There is one kind of mask that I really want.
Yeah.
It's
That sounds gross.
a Vietnam War era
I'm afraid there's gonna be like after that.
for what they call tunnel rats. People that would go into the Viet Cong tunnels.
You get it?
They
And
accused me of licking a camera
Or
bottle
gas
in the back.
masks. Sometimes they were supposed to, but sometimes they wouldn't because they needed
I was
to.
in the
They
hospital.
couldn't see anything, so they were relying on all their other senses.
I would.
They
I
literally
definitely go in there now with like everything.
smelling.
I have to go back to the
I had
store
a
to pick
friend
up my-
that did his social removal.
Is this like
Can I come
And
with
he
you?
never wore his mask.
Because I'm gonna lick the wall as I'm leaving.
Yeah, but they
We're
like
we're
to.
still finding out my employment status.
They needed all their senses, and the gas mask could sometimes like
The good thing
limit
is
their
Toby
vision
said he'd pay my
if they were using a light, and also like some of them could like
if I don't.
be so attuned they could smell the enemy in the tunnel.
Well, I was gonna
I
say,
can't
it's,
tell which of them nut this is.
That's what she said.
But we're
Also
at
make
the
their
point with
breathing
my doctor
louder,
to reevaluate
and hear their hearing.
applying for Asia.
Control this.
You're allergic. I don't know.
On my phone case.
I do that.
But it doesn't taste like peanut butter.
A little bit.
Oh, it came out.
What's a
You
good
don't know
beer?
what something tastes like.
Good beer?
What's in a beer?
Um,
What?
My current favorite is Green Demon Blue Raspberry by Next Level Brewing.
Beer? I don't like beer either.
There's
I
this
can't
one
find one I
really,
like.
there's this one really good beer I had in California with my boss. That's the only beer I've ever liked. And I don't even remember what it was
I don't know
called.
why beer and wine within like 20 minutes I get like a headache. And it
Why is
drives
it
me
normal
nuts.
to get a headache?
I was told it could be the yeast in beer.
I hate that word.
This is what I said today. And it's like,
I'm not looking at your phone. I'm
That's
looking
that's the beer that I've currently got a kick on. It's like so good.
Fisher doesn't want like my phone. I don't know where
It
it's
tastes like a cider almost.
Fisher was the
Lots of beer. Yeah, very tasty.
not from the hospital. So. Not that good blood. Different kind of blood.
It's the doctor's Friday. I'm gonna freeze my ass off.
Yeah.
Well,
There's also an English brand of beer that I quite like. I can't remember the name of it.
I don't think so.
yeah. Oh, answer.
Did you get the name of the phone? It's just.
Well, no, my
it's
heart rate
just,
5 minutes ago was 45.
wash. Shouldn't be difficult.
Yeah.
I don't think that's normal.
It's not.
That's slow rate.
My heart rate,
45?
yeah, my heart rate today has been between 42 and 126.
Is that a, are you okay?
I just know I have a really low heart rate.
Yeah.
That's like, I don't know what it is.
I have a high heart rate. My like resting heart rate is like 120.
Mine was an
Normal
80.
heart rate is between 60 and 100.
Yeah.
Mine took,
They always look at me
I
like I'm
think
crazy.
218 in September when I got really mad.
218?
That
Yeah.
sounds
When we
scary.
got in a car accident in 2014, 10 minutes after because the paramedics showed up 10 minutes after our accident, my heart rate was 233.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, imagine what it was for the first 10 minutes.
Mine sits
9
at,
million.
mine sits at like 80 no matter what I'm doing. If I'm like on a run, it'll still be at like 80.
I was gonna say for like people that are like athletes, like they say people that do like decathlons, their heart rate is usually about 42. But like I'm like a hippo, so
Don't say that. Don't say that about yourself.
You know who looks like a hippo? The bunny.
The buddy.
He looks like a hippo. Well, it's just a bunny. He looks like a hippo.
Is the buddy a person?
No, it's a bunny. Like the things with big ears.
Like, you know something like me before. What are you doing?
No, the rabbit
I
looks like a
can't,
little
keep, I
hippo.
can't take this right now. Just like stop talking.
Show Rich a photo.
I feel like I have a picture of him somewhere.
First of all, I thought you said the buddy. And I'm like, yes. Seems so out of conventional.
I don't know what the purchase painting.
Don't look at it's not Laffy Taffy.
He looks like a little
You like
hippo.
this painting?
I
It's
do.
about
I love
drinking alcohol.
I love drinking alcohol.
I just quit in September.
I mean, I drink maybe once a year, but
You want to,
I don't remember basically being 26 because you know blackout.
Maybe don't do that on the live stream.
What did you say?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Entirely nothing.
It's probably okay, is what I'm saying.
We were
I
talking
feel like
about tequila and being 26 and not remembering
You're
it.
allowed to say that on the live.
Is this book
I feel like we have separate things.
We were talking about feet earlier.
That's not what I was referring to, but okay.
I mean, I'm still not
There's this
gonna-
other funny joke. I don't know if you're here for it. There's a massage place that's open late down the block. I'm walking down the block and dude scares the Seagull massage. That's so sus. Go to Seagull when you get a massage.
Maybe
He's
the
like,
seagulls are doing massages.
Yeah, give him a massage. Just stepping all over your back.
Cute little
Do not
seagull.
know.
What do you think? What do you want?
You know the short.
I'm old. What's sus?
Suspicious.
Don't be
Suspicious.
suspicious.
I'm old. I'm sorry. I don't get it.
How old are you?
44.
It's not really that old.
Which is somewhere between
My
30
friend's
and
feet
60.
changed.
Riches.
That's actually kind of like.
That was a pretty bang on statement.
I
Hello, how are you? Oh, that's what I remember. I remembered your wife's name because when you're introduced,
I'm really bad at telling ages.
I never got to
No,
meet
no,
her
it's
before,
okay.
but she was introduced, and I remembered you saying your wife's name last week. So I was like, I think I met you, and she's like, no. I was like, but I remembered the name. Very nice to see you.
Just joining.
What is this?
Sorry?
What's happening? Just painting.
This is Rich having a beer. And the Rich stopped drinking beer.
Oh, like this like
Is that a cockroach?
No, like a
Cockatrice?
I've never
What's
heard
the
of it.
non-anomalous cockatrice?
Here?
Yeah.
That's a Big Rock Brewery. It's like just in like.
It's a cockatrice. What's
Here, can you do me a favor?
Don't
Can
have
you
a
switch
species.
this with that?
cockatrice?
Oh wait, actually we got that. But can you also pass
He's
me
like,
that?
I'm not done yet.
What's the real version of a cockatrice?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No one knows what you're saying.
I was thinking.
I like all the
Penis.
Is there any supplies I could borrow? Maybe
What,
pastels? Or...
oh yeah, for sure.
Cockatrice is like a dragon.
And you're gonna keep this eraser if that's your favorite.
Here, do you have paper? Here, there's some paper here.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Never off me, or for me.
My wife smells really good. She just
What's
made
up?
half
No, I'm
of
good.
it.
She's kidding.
I'll bring my coloring book next week.
And I was doing the knife painting.
Oh, you like coloring books?
So it's stab.
Did you? And you didn't know that I have a book? Because one of my books is a coloring
He
book.
has a coloring book. I have it.
So do I.
The only one I have.
Everyone's just rubbing it in her face.
I think I have-
Here.
Toby has one too.
Here, Rich.
It's Rich's favorite.
It's called Stop Making Yarn Die, and it's the story of how we arrived here, actually. It ends up being a lot about me. I apologize for that.
I lost my new copy of the River Soul again.
Oh,
I have not
well, luckily it's on a
purchased
t-shirt.
Yeah. And I also have it on vinyl, so.
Right.
Have you told them yet that your father has a nickname for here?
No,
You haven't had that discussion with them yet?
no, I don't. I never want to.
What's
Okay.
it called?
The Boom Boom Room.
Why is it called Boom Boom?
I
Room?
don't know. You would have to ask him. He's a very strange man.
I like it.
I like it. Rich approved.
Don't tell him that. It'll feed into his energy.
Although, it does make you wonder where you got such an idea.
I don't know. Is this supposed to be 3D? Because this is tripping me out.
Which
I
part?
don't know.
Yeah, that's 3D.
Okay. I was like,
It's a
And
little
when you
balls are
color it,
coming off
it'll
the
be
page,
even
I'm
more,
confused.
it'll be even more 3D when you color it.
Balls coming off the page.
Seems to be the theme for the night,
I'm
actually.
sorry.
You're not
I haven't
sure
read
you enjoy
this.
your company.
It's somewhere in my bedroom.
Mine's on my bookcase.
Mine's somewhere in my room. I have to clean my
Ooh,
room.
can I tell you
I'll
something
find
wonderful
so
about
many
this book?
books.
Yes.
It's brand new to me. Is Felix is 10. He never even noticed I had a book. And then, well, he knew about the River Troll, and he must have known about this, but he wasn't really interested in it yet. And then about a weekend ago, he's just started doing the activities. So, like, if you draw hands and you think they're cute, just forget about it, because my 10-year-old drew hands. And the first activity in the book's like, draw your own hands. And then, actually, the first activity is my apology, where I'm like, this book ended up being a lot about me. And, when Felix drew his hands, he actually drew his right hand with his left hand, and then he switched over and he drew his left hand with it, because I was pointing out to him, like, he's like, oh, I'm not good at drawing hands. I'm like, well, you have no excuse to not be good at hands, because you always have a hand model available. He's like, ooh, I want your other hand. So he sat and he drew his left
Jesse?
hand. Yeah, but he sat and he drew his left hand. And then, here, can you hang that one?
Yeah.
And could you do me one more favor and pass me those feet?
Feet?
A sentence.
Oh, feet.
Ask me those feet.
Why did you bring up a picture of feet?
Why did I pick out a picture of feet? I don't even know how to answer that. What do you mean? Do you have?
I'm just curious why feet, like specifically.
Oh, why did I want to paint feet?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were asking me why I printed it. Because I printed it so I could look at it. And
I
then I'm like,
just mean like why
there must
feet
be a
specifically?
deeper question.
Like I'd say something like oddly specific.
Oh, why did I print out specifically feet?
Yes.
Well, I have this canvas,
Why is it pink?
Okay.
and I'm a heck of a Ava Gardner fan. Do you know who Ava Gardner is? She's also
I
she's
really
also-
want to say yes, but I don't.
she's also before my time. She's before all of our times. She was a star from the
God.
1940s, and she was in a movie called The Barefoot Contessa. And so not only was she in a movie called Barefoot Contessa, but it was kind of a story about her life loosely. And so she was in a relationship with Frank Sinatra, and he wasn't paying attention to her. And so she took her shoes off and went to the washroom in the bar, and then walked home. And then I'm not gonna tell you the rest of the story, but then they made a movie about it. So. You can look it up and see what happened with the Garbage Man. Pretty saucy.
Oh.
I'm a big fan of Ava Gardner. In some ways, I married her. So when she's not feeling paid attention to, I make sure I'm paying attention to her.
When your dad doesn't pay attention to me, I stab him in the hand with a fork.
Yeah.
Well, Ava Gardner ditched Frank Sinatra in the bar, and then on her way home, she found a truck with 4 garbage truck workers. And then I guess there's trouble because the garbage truck was parked outside this hotel all night. And it's kind of an infamous, kind of sexy story about Ava Gardner. She was a woman ahead of her time.
Hi, I'm so sorry to bug you. Could I trade up for some?
Yeah,
stuff?
of course. Go for it.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna grab your.
We're here for you.
The pattern on that tapestry reminds me of my mother's shirts from the 80s.
Or even the 70s, I think.
Mhm.
If your mother wore this shirt in the 80s, I bet she bought it at a thrift store.
Probably.
Yeah. It reminds me of the captain's bed I grew up on.
Okay. I had a captain's bed too.
Yeah, right? Although, was yours not called a princess bed?
No.
Her name's
You had a
Willow.
captain's bed?
Ours were called mates beds actually.
What color?
She gives a good cuddle. She's got the big fluffy arms.
Okay, so back in the olden days,
What's her opening
the white
bed?
ones were called princess beds.
Okay.
A little bit
Willow.
younger by.
Yeah.
And then the wood colored one was
And that one is 15. Oh, sorry, other
captain's
side.
bed.
I did two backwards.
I mean, I'm speaking in awful
And then that
I was
one
gonna say no
is
to that.
objective terms as though there's no other ways,
15.
but
And I'll
that's
put
just
it on
what I
the
remember.
Facebook link. I took pictures. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jess. Thank you.
Mine was too high for me,
Okay.
so actually we have the same situation now where Jess's parents came to our house on the weekend, and were they there before or not?
They were, yeah.
Once or twice, but we just kind of moved in. So like we've been living together for about 9 years. The first 5 years we lived in a 1-room apartment just down the block, and on the weekends, Jess, Rich, Felix, and Oliver all lived in an apartment about the size of this room. And then we finally moved into a 2-room apartment, so it's like living in the lap of luxury. But I think we were there for about 8 years before we kind of settled in. What's that? Anyhow, we finally moved in, and Jess's mom was asking why our bed was so high. And the reason our bed is so high is because it's window height, and we live on right on 8th Avenue.
9th
Avenue, in between 8th and 9th. And so from our bed in the summer when it's up against the window, you look out and it looks like the traffic on 9th Avenue is driving right at you because we're right on the edge of the sidewalk. And it was high so we could see out the window. But Felix can't get on the bed without taking about 10 jumps. And we have steps for when we're tired. Jess can kind of like do a weird yoga move onto the bed, and I do sort of a bit of a Fallsbury flop to get up if I'm not near the little step stool. But we're ridiculously high in bed.
How high?
As high as a window, so
I mean, my bed was
Windows
like
are at different heights.
No, just because my window's at like the very top of my
Yeah, but
room.
you
our bed is this high.
Yours
That's
is-
very high.
Well, that's how high the window is.
practiced my bed before I took off the box spring. Was I basically had
So you
to
run up
jump
to it and
get
then
it.
jump backwards.
Yeah, a little. Sometimes scissor kick.
Imagine how hard my dad would be with a box spring.
You could just flop your front half onto it and like worm your legs on up.
Just like,
Ugh.
Our cat that we have has
Which one?
Pua has arthritis in her hip, so that's
Hooah! That's your cat?
Pua.
Oh, Pua.
Cool.
But the next time we see her, we're gonna do that. Pua! Let's see what she does.
Oliver did that to me when he was about 5. I was driving and I said, "Oh shit!" He's like, "Dad." I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Did you say shit?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Did you say it with your mouth?" I'm like, "I guess." He's like, "Ha! You got shit in your mouth."
Oh, children. Anyways, we found out when she was 2 that she has arthritis in her hip, so that's one of the reasons I got rid of the box spring, is so it's not as hard for her to jump onto the bed.
Oh.
She's the cutest cat, but she's so mean.
she's evil.
Everybody's like, I want to pet her. I'm like, she's gonna rip your hand off.
I had a cat like that.
Consent?
I love cats.
She's a beautiful
When I was
cat.
at school, I was
She's
going
a
for a
jerk.
walk to pick blackberries because I was living my best cottagecore lifestyle.
I was just gonna say I like this story.
I made syrup later that day,
Oh.
but the cat, I found a random cat and I gave it a little scratchy scratch.
Did you ask?
It was just a random cat.
For consent.
And then I went
Why
to
did you
walk away
bring
and the
back the
cat
rat?
kept following me.
Yeah.
Good to
Came
bring her
back the very next
The
day.
cat kept following me
Mhm.
and I checked her collar and we were outside of her house. And so I tried to walk away, the cat would follow me and I was like, "Aw."
Listen here, cat.
The
Walk
cat's name
away.
was Rizzo.
Walk away.
Tough and tender.
And she had 6 fingers on each of her paws.
She was a polydactyl.
Pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl. Practice, let's make a pterodactyl.
She kept
Oh,
following
not
me
anymore.
and wouldn't stop following me, so I literally spent almost an hour sitting outside of this random person's house on the sidewalk just playing with this cat.
I don't think
You have
Aw.
blueberries?
Blackberries.
That sounds a pretty great day. And this was on the island?
Yeah.
So were the blackberries as big as apples?
They were pretty big.
Yeah, my uncle had a like a trailer park in Nanaimo, and I always thought trailer parks were like, like people make jokes about trailer parks. This was like kind of like what I imagine when they sing the song Hotel California. Like the trailer park sections were separated by 60-foot blackberry bushes that went up to the sky. The blackberries were as big as apples.
Yeah. Well, the blackberries weren't that big, but you know what little bubbles on blackberries? Yeah. Those were like the size of a pea. Just
Of a what?
You know what green peas?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's torment.
The size of one of those. And
Yeah.
they were very
Okay.
tasty.
I don't think
We made a very good syrup, which was good with gin.
Blame me. I've been looking for like 5 months. It's all your fault.
It's like 3.
I'm just here. Listen, we could trade lives for a day if you wanted. I just don't think you prefer it.
Practice is already emotionally damaged enough. Thanks.
From what? From life? I don't know why we're talking about me, but let's stop.
I'm pretty emotionally damaged.
I'd love to be anybody for a day.
Let's trade.
Yeah.
Let's.
How do we trade back?
I don't know.
Uh,
Run into each other and like chest bump.
That was pretty creative. Yeah.
Yeah, Freaky Friday style.
Is that what they did?
I get to be Jamie
Yeah, they
Lee
ran
Curtis,
into
and you
each
get to
other.
be Lindsay Lohan.
Why is Richland up
I
there?
don't know.
He's quite saucy sometimes. He could be kind of like.
Vice Rich what?
Why is it-
I get stressed in my apartment this week or he just yells at me.
Vice Rich painting legs?
Oh, like, stop thinking.
Oh, if I were getting feet from this one.
They're like, you must be.
It's a ball. That lady.
Oh, that's funny. Making it themselves. Good for you. Are you okay? I thought you were gonna cry.
No. My brain's still not functioning.
So this is how many blackberries I got. This was while I was making it, but that's 12 cups of blackberries.
So you and I are
Can I see
different
this
because you
picture?
make jam, right?
Syrup.
I would never do that. I would eat those blackberries.
That's way too much.
Oh, I was eating them while I was walking.
Oh, I see.
There were
ate-
more black. There were so many. Like got a liter and a half.
Yeah, but just wish it today.
And a liter and a half a liter of jam.
Delayed.
What
Because I
is
used
that?
from like squishing it through so that there wasn't any seeds in the
Water
syrup. I used
I got
that
Toby a fat little
and
kitty
added some
candle.
more syrup and some
Or that little
cornstarch
kid.
and made some jam.
There's worse things.
Syrup was so good. I gave a jar to my teacher and a jar to my friend, and then had a jar for me.
Did I tell you about my weird? It
It was a very messy
depends.
process too.
But usually, like a lot of usually.
This was the spoon that I used after I had finished. It's like
So I
this
ordered
color.
Uber Eats
Wow.
yesterday.
It's still that color.
It's gonna take 2 hours.
I can guarantee you that.
Oh, yeah, 'cause
That makes me
It's a
want to eat blackberries.
Mhm.
That was so sad. That was because it was like Walmart for it.
And sealing jars is a lot easier than I
Yeah, like
think.
you can get like groceries.
Just gotta
Yeah.
close them, tighten them, put them in boiling water, and then they bubble,
It just
and then just once the bubbling slows down or stops, take them out, and then you let them cool down, and then it just
There's a lot of my
And then I
chefs are getting
forgot.
through here.
Apparently, I
Yeah.
didn't get sour cream, so then I had to use something else instead. So it
I
just-
mean, it looks interesting from the back. It's just some.
yeah, they're lovely ones.
What time is it?
I don't know.
33.
Oh.
It's 10:10.
I'm tired.
I'm usually in bed right about this time, and then I watch a show for an hour, and then I fall asleep.
And then she
This
texts
show?
me to be quiet.
Do you ever watch this show for now?
Sometimes.
That's fun.
Only on Wednesdays.
The Rumble Show
Sometimes I like to multitask.
featuring Rich and Jess.
Not gonna lie, I have fallen asleep watching the live.
I've heard that before, actually.
It's because Jess has such a relaxed.
Yeah, no, there's no problem with that. But there's a teacher at my school that mentioned that sometimes she falls asleep watching us, and I was like, okay. And it
then
didn't
I
bother
text
me at
Praxis,
all.
and I'm like, I missed your piece, I'm sorry.
I think she was teasing me. And again, with the autism, I never really know. But I thought it was cute. Like, I thought that was wonderful. What a wonderful thing to think of is that your friends are watching the live broadcast.
Yeah.
I typically fall asleep watching documentaries.
Sometimes we'll put an old auction on and listen to that and fall asleep.
Well, I've wondered about that too, because we have around 20 people with us most evenings, and then about 100 to 200 people at the end of the night, but usually around 600 people by the end of the week. And I'm like, who are these other 500 people watching the auctions?
After the
All of
fact.
us. It's just all of us
It might be just
rewatching
people that like
So
spend
that's
too
like-
much money, like, oh,
I have to go back because I forgot what piece I got.
yeah, for sure.
It's valuable. Yeah, it's all valuable.
That's the people that don't go back because they forget. They're like, especially like if you're selling it. Did I sell my piece? I'm like, why did I watch the auction? It's like 2 hours long. I'm like, I've been to 509 of them. 509
509 days you're never getting back in your
times
life.
6 hours a night is a lot of hours I put into these things. And then I don't keep any of my monies
I don't think
when I
I
sell.
Well, last time was the Boba, and there was like a bidding war over it.
Yeah, but it was in the fall auctions before that. So I feel like I brought it in like October. And then I decided my inner rage must be channeled through art. I did 4 paintings in the course of 2 days.
I did 3 cross stitches for tonight. It's the first time I've done cross stitching since my grade auntie passed away.
What's the one?
They're just small.
Oh,
They're little pieces.
Do you want to do it?
The first thing that I've done, I couldn't.
It's like
that's fair.
I still feel like
not
I
even.
failed it.
That's the point.
Very emotional.
You can. So it's up to like there.
Are you painting too, Jess?
Yeah.
This is like halfway.
Yeah, a little one.
Like 1/8 of it.
It's like Cody wants to get oil paints.
I don't know.
And then they're like, don't we use a pencil?
Yes.
I was like, I think so.
I just get excited. I come here and I'm like, I want to paint. And then I watch Rich and I'm like, I can paint a stick man.
It's not like that. You can all paint. And one of the things we learned right off, because this place was originally meant to be kind of snobby and snooty for artists that had their art degrees. That wasn't meant to be snooty in that way because they're snooty. It's meant to be that way because the original premise for Rumble House was that 6 of us would rent the space and we just show our own work, right? So you drop $3,000 to open up an art gallery for the summer. You're not expecting to have to share the space, and then I ended up taking the whole thing for $9,000. It was just an experiment. I didn't have $9,000, so I had to earn $9,000, or else lose my home. And right on the first week, there ended up being 8 of us. We called them the Prime 8 that were supposed to be the Rumble House artists. And the first week, one of the artists didn't show up, and was like, "Thanks for that." The next week, like 3 people were going to show up. Like, well, now there's only 5 of us. And meanwhile, this teenager showed up with his backpack. He's like, well, he's here. And then the people that were here, like, he doesn't have an art degree. I'm like, he's here. So, you know, like, people I was counting on didn't show up. So, and they were all miffed because they're like, well, I have to work that. And I was like, I'm paying to be here. So, anywho, it all worked out.
Anywho.
But it also happened, because you're saying, it also happened that early on, that high school kid that came in with his backpack outsold us all one night. Like, he made this amazing piece. And we're all like, what just happened? And, you know, art degrees out the window. They just kicked our asses.
Have you ever seen a smart car with off-road tires? No. Do you want to?
Yes.
No. I don't like that. It's
Smart
very
car
upsetting.
off-road.
It's like every once in a while I find a picture or something that Uncle Terry did and I show it
Yes.
to Brax. I'm
Yeah,
like,
man.
"Okay,
You
how's it?
don't
How
happen
about
to know where
farts?"
my black tape is?
When I was looking for other stuff, I think I
I see
found-
masking tape.
What kind of black tape? Electrical tape?
No, I don't know where the gap
Just
is.
a little friend.
Huh?
Little friend.
Friend! So sweet. Right on his face. He is huggable though. And forgiving.
Hopefully.
Unless that look on his
He
face
looks
is
like a Minecraft alien.
really painful.
Are you gonna do boots on those feet?
No, I just burned a hole in the fabric.
Oh.
I don't know, but I'm actually pretty okay with it because it's kind of gone away. Invisible.
No
Bare
way.
feet. This is the Barefoot Contessa.
Oh, so there's no boots that are made for walking in there.
Not nice. No sugar in your coffee tonight, baby. You know, Jess, when we came down here, I was going to bring a one of these. Hey, looking?
Yeah?
But it had a point. Do you know the paintbrush I'm talking about?
Yeah?
Do you think? Never mind.
What are you asking?
I was going to ask if you could take a look at my jacket.
I can look in your jacket.
It doesn't make sense to disturb you.
But I am deeply disturbed.
Yeah, I
anyway.
think it's going to be hard for me to get there.
Yeah.
They'll be like, why am I freezing?
In your jacket
Colors of that shirt.
Which one?
The control one.
That's a one of a kind, that one there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I went from purple to red.
They said that they'll cover that.
That can cost me $20 every time. Because, like, you don't know what's going to happen, but I had a purple on the screen, and then I dropped the red down, and we pulled it off. It's like, this was probably right off. It's like, BAM!
Is that that?
Rich, did you do all those ones, all those pieces as well?
I did 4 of those. I had a pretty prolific week. I was, sometimes when I'm feeling kind of low, I paint a lot.
Okay.
And I was feeling kind of low this week.
I really like the piece on the far door left. But that one, yes.
The Star Wars one.
Sure. I don't know, I've never seen Star Wars.
The self-portrait?
Yeah, that's the one I think I was talking about.
The one that says despite all odds will it carry on forever.
Yeah. I don't think that's
I love, I don't know.
Are you calling that left?
What am I?
Yeah, it's
Your
not your
left.
left. I said your left.
My love, I don't know what you're
Your
asking.
left would be like, yeah.
I wasn't doubting
Like, do
his.
we need to put
Hey,
bells and
Jess?
hours on your shoes?
I wasn't.
Yeah,
No, I wasn't doubting you.
Big
But
silicone tipped.
I was like,
Fine
how's
one.
that Star
In the
Wars?
pocket of your jacket?
Don't worry about it.
There's
Sorry.
nothing in any of your pockets. I looked in all of the pockets.
Jess, what are you working on?
A little watercolor. It's getting kind of weird. Okay. It's getting a little strange.
That's how I feel.
Should we?
My pants like to ride up.
I'm wearing 2 layers of pants right now, and I have never been up here.
I was like, I don't wear
Is
pants.
there
Yes,
my-
I am.
Lisa turned into my painting pants because I'm like, oh, actually, it's not this bad or that bad. Like, there's
I
some.
promise I actually dressed kind of nice. I wore like these colored pants.
However, I got a tiny little ounce of gold in the carpet, so someone's gonna get yelled at when I get home.
Slip off.
It was an accident.
I'm just wearing work pants.
Did you just get married?
Hand sanitizer takes almost everything
I
out.
don't
Just so you know, like,
What?
hand sanitizer takes almost everything out.
Really?
Things you learned during COVID. When you spill something, clean it with hand sanitizer.
All I know
It works for brushes and everything. Like
is
it's
that we'll get married eventually.
I'm
Probably.
sorry for pushing.
I don't
didn't mean
know.
one of those people that
You
like,
just recently got engaged in like January.
Another good clue.
Yeah, I did.
Not for myself.
for some reason I thought I'd heard you say you were flying away to get married. But
I'm not.
that might have been just a fantasy I created.
Yes, he got married by Elvis in Vegas.
We almost did.
The actual Elvis.
You know, the one that's like
And then
Yeah,
when we did,
yeah.
we ended up getting
Reanimated.
this wax figure.
Practices cat is in love with Elvis.
She loves Elvis.
Ugh,
good
awful.
taste. Oh, oh.
Too much Elvis. Nothing against Elvis.
No
Uh,
joke.
Just not
no.
too many songs back to 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 back.
There's issues with Elvis. I think.
Yeah.
Like,
That is
I mean, I do have issues with
If
Elvis.
she's being crazy,
The
we just
music,
put on
though.
like a calm Elvis song and she calms right down. It's the cutest thing ever.
except for yesterday, she was.
She's a little old. She's like, what's that? Like, not. She's like lawful evil on the scale of things.
She's chaotic.
No.
Do you like chaos?
I like her chaos as long as she's not trying to eat my artwork.
Or pull stuff off the walls.
I learned bunnies are worse. Bunnies
She
will eat
she
anything.
scratched in the fish tank.
Did she?
Yeah.
I mean, she is a cat.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, that's not surprising.
She's never
That
done
sounds
it
like a
before.
fish commercial.
Radar bit into my little bubbles, and that's why they make a whoosh sound now. It's very upsetting.
I love the smell. So weird.
I have a kind of professional question.
Yeah.
Do you know any places which would be looking for like artistic people or any basically maybe set design, prop making?
Yeah, I'll make you a list, okay? But I'll send it to you, maybe over Facebook, will that work?
Sure.
Yeah, there's lots of prop making places in Calgary.
It's,
And the industry's kind of booming, so now's your time to ask that question.
For the most part, I think you need to be like a union, you know, a part of the union.
Right, well, they might even help you get set up.
Yeah.
I'm in the process, but it's
Yeah,
still not there.
Yeah, I just told him straight up. I just want to work with them. Is it an off day, man? Yeah.
I was only on the second floor.
That's fine.
That's on the last day.
It's just there.
Oh, you didn't do
I don't know what Blake just said, but I'll hold up that.
I was like, yeah,
So much stuff in his pocket.
what's in my pocket?
Like, give him what's in Blake's pocket.
In this pocket, I think there's a face mask and headphones. In this pocket, there's something I shouldn't take out of school, and my phone and keys.
We have a really good mic. I hope some that picked that up.
It can't be worse than what Rich said a few weeks ago.
We went
So
to Crazy
good.
Bins and Jason actually found one, and one of the kids were like, "You were not allowed to buy it. Put it back."
So good.
We lived in the Continental Towers, and I used to live in the other building. And there was one that somebody must have thrown out the window, like
In a
years-
fit of rage.
Yeah, but years earlier because it was like in the curb where you expect to see like leaves or something, and it was rotting, like it'd been out for so long that it was turning like the rubber was decomposing on the street, and it was like I saw it. I was like, I probably shouldn't be there. And then I thought I was going to pick that up, and I was like, I'm not picking it up. And I was there for years. Like for years, it just like the rubber just broke down, and then eventually it was gone. Maybe it got to the point where somebody wasn't afraid to pick it up. Like, this is a weird piece of rubber. Let's get rid of it. A strange object to find.
I mean,
And you can see it was like a domestic fight. Like, and this. You have time for this, but you don't have time for the laundry.
I made the mistake of going to Thalia's room last week.
What happened?
Into my roommate's room. I found things I didn't want to see.
Why'd you do that?
Because she lost her inhaler.
Oh, you're
And she was
helping.
coming home from
No, that's
like
fine.
school and she was dying.
No, that's totally fine.
So then
I have this rule about like diaries and stuff. Like somebody said, "Oh," and then I read in a diary. Like, no. If you read a diary, then you gotta keep that shit for yourself. No. You can't hold that accountable.
I just found that there was a drawer meant for a specific purpose, and then I was like, well, that's too much.
Praxis when you moved to Blake's house and I had to clean your room, pack stuff. I found all your mystery bags from when you went shopping with Haywood.
That was Oh, that's worse for you though. Because you're your mom. Are you mom? Yeah. No, really.
Oh,
I didn't care.
The shit my parents used to.
They just ordered me that.
So,
It's just things you don't want to know about your kids sometimes.
Whatever.
It's just what the
Really, at this point, there's nothing that would surprise me.
my fiance bought like these cute little like blackberry handcuffs, and my cat decided it was her new toy, so she like put it in her mouth and like ran upstairs to my parents.
Miss Yuki's like, you need these more than they do.
That was a really awkward conversation with my parents.
Yeah.
My very
Actually,
Christian parents.
it kind of reminds me. Now, this actually happened to a friend of mine, so if I tell you that, you'll just assume it was me. But it wasn't. But this friend of mine told me, and he was kind of a jerk, actually, that he was in this kind of compromised, awkward situation. Kind of, and apparently he was drunk, kind of being a jerk, in a way that you wouldn't want your parents to know about. I don't mean to make this sound worse than it is. It's just super awkward. And then it turned out because his sister had a baby, the parents had a baby monitor on in the room he was in all night. So he and some friends were like being creepy with each other. And the whole night, the parents were listening to the baby monitor. And I was like, how do you like go to like Thanksgiving dinner after that? Like, there's certain things you just gotta cut.
You just stop.
You just stop talking to everyone.
And then they never came back.
And to be fair, he must have had a pretty great relationship with his family because I would have cut down way earlier than that. When they first of all, I would not have been involved in the conversation he was involved in. Still that. I guess I didn't tell you that part of the story. So eventually, the force next not be friends with this person.
I think the worst story was I had a neighbor in my first apartment who worked in a specific line of work, and it was very noisy, very thin walls. And my boss called me once, and like I don't know what he thought I was doing, but I don't want to know because he was like, "Should I call back? You seem a little busy."
Yeah, right.
I was like,
Yeah, I promise.
Especially when you don't know in while he's on the phone, like, no, it's cool, I'm fine. Whatevs. And then later on,
What
you
ifs?
thought. Well, that's happened so many times with the tables here. Because we received the tables here from the set of Ghostbusters film.
Cool.
And you had to sign a waiver if you're working with those people. And everybody in town was working on this film. And everybody in town but me was talking about it. So like people come in and had all these school desks and they'd say things like, ooh, and I know where you got these school desks. I'm like, yeah, but we're not supposed to talk about it. And they were all teachers that said this to me, by the way. And so I'm sitting there thinking, like, first of all, what did this teacher have to do with Ghostbusters? Second of all, why can't anyone say to keep a secret? And then like a year later, I realized they all thought that I'd stole a classroom full of desks out of the building. And apparently they were fine with it.
Oh my goodness.
No, how did you know? Sorry.
Actually, funny thing about that Ghostbusters movie, because a lot of people, when we tell them, oh, you know, it was filmed in Calgary, it was filmed in Nanton, blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah.
I always joke that they just left Deerfoot Walmart the way it was after they finished using it. They've just never cleaned it. Because it's still dumpy.
Yeah. Maybe they did.
Hey, Jess, it's 10 to 9.
Familiar,
Oh,
but
shoot.
I can't remember your name. Where do I
Thanks.
know you from here or from before?
I'm just sitting here. We're just chilling. Okay, so
I remember your
thank
face,
you very much, Dusty, and thank you, Kelly, for coming, joining us. Thank you so much for making art with us, and thank you everyone for joining us online. We're gonna set up the live feed for the live auction, and we'll be back at 9 o'clock. So thank you, Dusty, for the check-in, because I would have just kept painting. And we'll be back for the live auction in 10 minutes. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Nice to meet you. So we didn't used to have this chain, which is a little bit daunting. But the reason we have the chain is because there's a live broadcast happening over here. And so you're off camera right now. Don't worry about that. But we have